last summer you first said that you would maybe become a nasty person or an asshole in a year by going through life with a lot of success. Well, what happened in the meantime?
I think when we said that, we could feel that we were beginning to change from a band with a little following and respect to a band with the possibilities of a mass public. And we knew that along with the mass public comes a change, lots more attention, and a lot more things involved. And well, we read about it before, as you mentioned before, it started the Jaggers and the Stewarts and people who start with the natural and then apparently they seem to twist and change. And I think I was just referring to the temptation that becomes around. You can become very, you know, laid back, and you have a road manager and a coach driver and crew, everything like this. And I think what I was saying is we wanted to bear in mind that it's kind of coexisting. One existence is within that, but always to try and remain ourselves if it is possible. That's why we stay in Glasgow, not London.
There was a previous period in the Simple Minds career. How do you look on that period? Do you see an evolution or just a breaking point with the new album?
Well, for a start, there was never any plan. We were never a band who formed and thought of having hit singles. At the beginning, it was all a bit of a game, and we felt quite lucky. I think when we look back, we see always learning. And I think to get where we were just now, even though we're embarrassed by a lot of things we've done, we realized that we had to do these things to get to where we are. It's a bit like when you look at an old picture from school and you're embarrassed, you know, from 8 years ago. Hair looks stupid.
But do you still remember how this new sound, for instance, developed?
It's a different way. It's not like we thought this is a new sound. What we felt is there was a feeling inside. We felt we were getting in control instead of you know, worrying about the press or public. Or perhaps in the beginning we were trying too hard to impress everyone else. I mean, that's not bad, but we've found the best way to work for us is to impress ourselves first, and hopefully when people can attach themselves to that, then it's great. You sing, I exaggerate, about a golden past, miracles now, and a most promising future. What kind of world do you live in? There was a sense of hope, and I think that was most important. Someone said to me, how can you have gold and glitter and brilliant days and things? Yeah. But I'm not, when I write, I don't have the arrogance to think I'm some spokesman or have answers to anyone's problem. A lot of times I'm writing for me. Last year, for various reasons, I wakened up and felt as a character 5 times as stronger than I'd ever been. And it was brilliant. It was a brilliant period for me. And so naturally I should write about it. Our songs, I think, are diaries. But I think there's a lot of people in the world like us, so they can relate to it too. it's like a private thought in the beginning, but it can be shared. I never liked the obvious, rock and roll language, don't you want me baby, for instance, or even great balls of fire and things. I've always liked ambiguities and fragments and things with a bit more a mystery to them.
You got the reputation of being a shy person.
Yeah, it even amazed me. I'm never sure, parties and such, I can never walk into say a party of 12 people, I can never walk in without feeling a bit awkward. I hate going into shops to buy trousers and shoes and stuff. I just feel, awkward. I don't know. It's not since even before I was in a band, to go to a party was a bit strange for me. And
so what goes on in your mind when you're on stage or when you walk on that stage in the beginning of a concert?
Well, something comes out. It's not an act or some people speak of alter egos or not, and things like that. It's nothing like that. It's I feel much bigger and I don't know, we have our own way before we go on stage, and we talk to each other and we vibe each other, we say to each other we could be the best band, and we, and really bring ourselves right up. But by nature, I've always been a bit withdrawn. It's strange that I should ever end up on a stage. I don't know, I'm not sure. I watched videos when I went home, and my parents, it's really strange for them. They say, who is this guy? And and me too, I sometimes find it hard to recognize myself, but it is me. I know it's no act because there's been no practice and no rehearsal. It just seems to work itself out.
Is it a bit stressing that a big part of the world is waiting for another album or other great songs from Simple Minds?
Well, there is a pressure. In some senses, it's a very flattering pressure. But there has been a lot of great things said, but we can't think about it. It's like when we win polls and things. It's great, but we have to stop to think of it after 10 minutes, or else you get scared about your next move.
Now, you ended the concert last night by saying, see you in the summer.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to say we're playing in the festival, but I wanted to mention it, the tall Werchter, but I couldn't pronounce it, and so I just said, see you in the summer.
How do you try to pronounce it?
Do you know what? Something tall Werchter.
Tourhout
Don't embarrass me.
Tourhout.
That's it, you got it.